Okay, I think I'm in live in 5 locations. We'll see how this goes. We about to see. This is an experiment. It's either an experiment in futility or you are absolutely on point. We're about to find out. We are about to find out how this is going to go. Okay, so, and can my eyes move about? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Can I pay attention to 5 lives simultaneously? This is going to be their test in endurance or futility. Who's to say? Well, good morning, happy Sunday. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. I hope this finds you all feeling good and well. This morning, while I am making things, I decided to share some downloads I got this morning about spiritual lingo. So good morning, good morning. Make sure you tap the screen with a like. Say, come in and say good morning. Say hello. Say hoy, hoy, hoy. So let's talk lingo and coming to having a spiritual awakening and all these different terms and terminologies and things. And I'm going to be referring to my notes because I was having a download and so I took notes. I took notes. So if you're new here, welcome, good day. Hi, I am Ia Dania. I'm a spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora, and I like talking about things in a practically spiritual fashion. So this morning, as I'm sweeping my floor, I was thinking about some pain points when it comes to having a spiritual awakening and some things that, people come to, and information overload was one of those things that I thought about. Like, how do you overcome information overload? And what kind of things come up when you have information overload? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Good morning, everybody. Make sure y'all say hi so I know where you're at. Say hi and where you're from. So I'm thinking about information overload and I'm thinking about lingo. And I'm thinking about lingo in the terms of like the various terms and terminology that we come across when we're just now beginning this journey. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? Is this important? How do I deal with this? And I was like, okay, well, what's important? So this is what I wrote, and I'm gonna like go refer to this. So how important is it? And I was like, in short, it's both is and is not important. It's only important in that whether this term, this terminology, this language, how they're speaking about certain spiritual topics, does it resonate with you? Does it resonate with you? Does it align to you when you hear this word? Does it like, I feel like I understand this. This makes sense to me. And a lot of times we need to take words at face value. And a lot of times, we do need to, do some more digging and research because it could be abstract. So I was thinking about words like surrender and submit. And a lot of times, especially not necessarily in a spiritual context, but in the context of relationships, these words are thrown around, but are they thrown around and utilized in the way that they actually mean? When you look the word up, does it mean what it's the person is saying that it means? Are they saying one thing but the word they're using says something completely different? So those are things to think about when you're having an awakening. If you're having a spiritual awakening, you're new in your journey and you start coming across all this content and we're living in the 5D and does that matter? Is it relevant? And the short answer that I got was no. You could talk about 5D all day, but are you in alignment? That's it. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter how well you can talk the talk. It only matters how well are you walking your own individual walk. How well are you walking your own individual walk? Are you walking with yourself? Are you walking with whatever you deem your higher power to be in a way that is true, right, and authentic to you? Are you simply continuing to leave one construct to mimic another? Are you simply walking away from one path and trying to mimic this other path because you don't really know what it is you're supposed to be embodying in this moment? And that could be challenging because you're coming across all this information that may, in fact, be new to you. You may be coming to it in a new way. It may be old information, but now you're getting it in a new way that's more illuminated and enlightened for you. And you're like, well, what am I supposed to do with all this new knowledge? And you have to start with you. That was the other thing that I got. It's like, it's not enough to start, go on this journey and now all of a sudden I'm going to start. No, you have to start with you. You absolutely have to start with you. You can go to my website, you can go back, follow anything I've said, and you will find that one thing is completely consistent. Self-love is the foundation of your practice. Your entire practice, your work, all of the things that come to your practice, whether spiritual or practical, all of it begins with you. All of it simply begins with you and your own understanding, your own relationship with yourself. Your relationship with you is going to determine your relationship with whatever you deem as your higher power. Those two things go hand in hand. How you feel about you is going to be how you feel about God. God is the Most High, the Creator, the Source. How you feel about you is going to be completely reflective in how you feel about your source, because that's who created you. That's who create. You're an aspect of creation. So when you think about how you speak about yourself, how you speak about your life, how your experience, those are the things that matter. Those are the things that matter. Thank you for the likes. Good morning. Those are the things that matter. It doesn't matter whether you could talk about 5D, 3D, law of attraction, any of those things. None of that matters. What matters is, how do you feel about you? Because ultimately, what's going to happen is when you make self-love and self-awareness in yourself the cornerstone and the foundation of your life and your walk, everything else will begin to come into alignment for you. The teachers and the elders and the mentors that are meant to support you on your journey will come to you. You will find them easier. You will attract them because you are standing in your own actual energy. You're standing in your own energy. You're standing in the presence of yourself. And the more you stand in the presence of yourself, you are standing in the presence of the divine. You are standing in the presence of the divine because you are more in tune, in touch, aligned, in harmony, synchronizing with that which you were created to be. It is only when we start to mimic other people that our own alignment and our own energy gets all skewed. It gets all discombobulated because we're too busy trying to mimic somebody else. It's not that we can't admire other people. It's not even that we can't be inspired by other people, or they can be our muse in our life, but they're supposed to be a muse. They're supposed to inspire us to do something, but do it in our own way. We're supposed to do it in our own way. That's why you may have an idea. You may get this idea, and let's say you don't act on it immediately. You don't immediately act on the idea, but it's there. You had it. You talked about it. Shouts out to the 444 likes. Thank y'all so much. You get the idea and you're wondering, okay, what am I supposed to do with it? And you kind of don't act on it immediately. You kind of hold off on the idea. But then next thing you know, a few weeks later, a few months later, something, you see somebody doing something. It's like, I had that idea. I had that idea months ago. I have a beautiful example. So, and if y'all are just joining, hi, I'm Iadania. I'm spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora. I'm also an Ifa priestess. And early in my journey with Ifa, I had a journal idea specifically for Ifa. I had a journal idea specifically for Ifa divination. I even started building it. I even started creating it. It's sitting in my Canva right now. I started creating it. And then for some reason, I allowed doubt to slip in. I got that, what's the imposter syndrome? I can't possibly put this together. Who would want this from me? What we don't realize is that when we get an idea, the idea doesn't belong to us. The idea belongs to God, the universe, the divine. Good morning. It belongs to that. And that idea didn't simply come to us. It came to a multitude of people who were willing and receptive and open to receive the download for said idea. So when we get that idea, we may see somebody else doing something similar, but it still ain't us. It still ain't you. When you see that idea in reality, that is not your sign that you missed out on the opportunity. That is your sign that you need to act on the idea. It is your sign to go ahead and do the thing that you were started to do, that you put off to the side, because there still is a version of that idea that you have. There's still a flare of that idea that you have. Everyone has their own personal ashe. Ashe is their own personal power, your own energetic signature. No one is going to do it like you. That like that. Well, that's, I bet you can't do it like me. They can't. No one can do it like you because they are not you. Think about when you hear a song and you hear the song in the original context, but then you also hear somebody do the song and as a tribute, and you hear somebody else do the song. No one still, it's the same song, but there's such a nuanced flair to that song. It feels so different. Um, uh, yeah, that's actually a perfect way to describe it. So, like, there's such a beautiful like rendition of that song. It doesn't change what the song is. The lyrics to the song are the same. Even the harmony of the song is the same, but there's still something different because someone different did it. It's not that you're no longer supposed to do the idea. It doesn't mean the idea is no longer aligned to you. It simply means that the idea still needs you. It's just like teachers. Every teacher is not meant for every student. This is why when you're in school and you have that one teacher that touches your soul in such a way that no other teacher did, that teacher was aligned to you in a way that the other ones were not. They were aligned to you on a spiritual level. They were completely in vibrational alignment to you. And that is such a beautiful thing. That's why when you learn from that teacher, it doesn't matter what they teach you. Because there's some teachers we have in school and they teach multiple subjects. So that one teacher is probably maybe taught you history and let's say they taught you math. And it doesn't matter what they taught you, you learned it from them in a way you could not learn it from another soul. And you're probably wondering why. What is different? They're teaching the same exact material, but it's not the same. That teacher's own energy is associated with how that information is transmitted between you and that material. And you have to be in alignment with that teacher. So when you're having an awakening, when you're going on this journey, a lot of times, especially in the diaspora, that notion, you need an elder, you need a mentor, you need a guide, because there's gonna be a lot of stuff that comes up. There's gonna be a lot of things that come up. Your spiritual gifts may start to become illuminated. There's gonna be a lot of things that happen. And what an elder does is it allows us to have someone to support us, to help us advocate for ourselves. That's such a powerful thing to know, that you can advocate for yourself in your own spiritual journey. You can advocate for yourself, but sometimes you don't know how to do that. And so an elder can help you. The right elder can help you. Let me say that. Not an elder, the right one. And you don't go to every single one. You will find that even though I support people in their spiritual journey, I will never tell you that I am the one that is supposed to do it. Now, I'm good at what I do, but it doesn't mean I'm the one for you. It doesn't mean that I'm the one for you. It doesn't mean that I am in alignment to your journey. But I might be able to one that tells you, that gives you the seed, that plants the seed that you need an elder. You need, that says you need a mentor. I might be the one that says you need a seed, that plants the seed that says you need a guide on that journey. But it may or may not be me. And that's okay. That's completely okay for it to not be me. Long as you are getting what you need. And if I help to facilitate that process, then I say that I've done exactly what it is that I'm supposed to do. I've done what I'm supposed to do. So it's a beautiful thing to see when you get in alignment. You get alignment with the words and the things like that. Like, you'll find that I never mention 5D in any of my content. I just don't mention it. This is the most I've said 5D in any piece of content I've done since I started making spiritual content. That's the most. And that's because, to me, like, am I in alignment? Am I operating in a space that says I love myself and I'm operating in a space that is for the highest good of all are the beliefs and practices that I'm working towards, that I'm working to putting me in a closer relationship with the Most High, because that's all that matters to me. That's the truth. That's really all that matters to me is, am I in alignment with me? Am I in alignment with source? And as long as I'm in alignment, then everything else is automatically going to come. The blessings are automatically going to come. I'm automatically going to, law of attraction is going to be what law of attraction is, regardless of whether you know the term law of attraction. The term law of attraction may not make sense to you. So understanding simply that I am personally accountable, I'm personally responsible for the energy I put out in the world, and thus I'm responsible for how that energy comes back to me. Okay, cool. You don't have to know what law of attraction is. You just that's enough. Understanding enough that what you put out in the world in terms of your energy, what you put out in the world comes back to you. And not in the world in a sense of like a literal sense, because some people even take that. You mean the whole world? No. Sugar plum, Sugarfoot, not the whole world. What you put out in your life. Are you speaking life, love, riches, a prosperity over yourself? Are you speaking lack over yourself? How you use your words is important. Those are the only words that matter. Look, I did this while I was talking to y'all. Isn't it lovely? Um, what you how you use your words, how you speak over yourself is as important as how you speak over other people. How you speak over yourself is as important as how you speak over other people. Dating is always the example I use because it's the example most people can relate to. Actually, I'm gonna use money today. When you start talking about I'm broke, well, you're gonna stay broke. You are. You're gonna stay broke if that's all that you have to say about yourself is that you are broke. If your only thing you're talking about is